Mapping requirement to Salesforce feature. This is where VA earns or destroy their salary. Map a requirement to a native Salesforce feature and you save the client tens of thousands of dollars. Default to custom code and you blow up the budget. Today we learn the decision hierarchy, the mapping prompt, and the discipline of verifying every recommendation in a real Salesforce org. Why this mattered? There are two outcomes. Without proper mapping, teams custom code things Salesforce does natively. They reinvent wheels, they inflate budget 2 to 3 times. Time to value slows dramatically. With proper mapping, out of box features lead custom only for what's truly unique. Budget stays accurate, faster delivery, and critical rule always verify current Salesforce capability for any claim. The platform evolves with every release. What was custom last year may be declarative now. This is the decision hierarchy. There are 5 levels in order: standard features, zero customization, configuration, clicks, no code, declarative, flow, process builder. Process builder is now decommissioned. App exchange app, proven third party, custom code, last resort. Walk the hierarchy from top to bottom for every requirement. The further down you go, the more cost, complexity, and maintenance burden you add, and the slower delivery becomes. The instinct of a senior BA is to fight to stay as high in the hierarchy as possible. Junior BA jumps straight into custom code. Master mapping prompt. For each functional requirement in the FRD, Claude evaluates against the 5-level hierarchy. For each requirement, we want FRID and title, recommended approach, specific Salesforce feature or objects involved, effort estimate, pros and cons, alternatives considered. Critical instruction: Claude marks anything it's not 100% sure with a rounding flag and the word verified. You manually validate every flagged items in your DevOps. We are using Claude for speed, but for verification step is non-negotiable. Let's see this in action. I'll just copy this particular prompt. So whatever Claude has understood so far with respect to our project, it's going to provide the mapping. So it talks about lead management, pricing approval. Now it is telling me which all things are standard feature, configuration, declarative, app exchange, custom code. So it has now started doing it for the first user story. So it's saying it is configuration related and it's given the effort estimate. So this is a sample mapping. It gives me the name of the functional requirement. For example, pricing approval routing by discount tier. Then it gives me a recommended approach, declarative, level 3 in the hierarchy. Specific features which needs to be used are approval processes, quote object marked, verify for V1 scope, flow for dynamic approval routing, validation rule for threshold, email templates for notification, effort is medium, 10 to 15 days, pros, native upgrade path, no code maintenance, admin configurable, Alternatives to be considered: CPQ is fuller but expensive, custom Apex is overkill, plus a verify flag on the approval process supporting multi-level plus delegation. That's a complete defensible mapping. Quick reference for Sales Cloud. Core objects are lead, account, contact, opportunity, quote, order, contract, product, campaign. Process objects: task, event, email, message, approval, content, document. Supporting are user role, group, queue, territory, account team member, opportunity team member. Memorize the core objects. Verify object availability based on tech cost specific Salesforce edition. Not every object is in every edition. Enterprise versus unlimited versus performance edition have different things turned on by default. With respect to declarative tools, there are three categories: automation, flow builder, approval process, and the legacy workflow rules. For data, validation rule, roll-up summary field, formula field, lookup filters. For UI, page layouts and dynamic forms, Lightning App Builder, quick action. Salesforce evolves these every release. Verify current capabilities before recommending any one of them. The general direction is declarative is getting more powerful every quarter. When you need Apex for 2 years ago is often flow today. For a contexted requirement, the 4 approach evaluation prompt. Lead routing based on territory plus account tier plus rep availability. Approach A, standard lead assignment. Approach B, flow plus standard queue. Approach C, app exchange routing tool with 2 or 3 reputable option flag verified. Approach D, custom Apex trigger and services. For each, what it does natively, limitations, effort. Claude gives a recommendation with rational. You then verify against actual Salesforce documentation and validate in the org. This is a effort cheat sheet, a rough effort for estimation. Admin and config custom fields a quarter day, page layout half a day, validation rule half a day, approval process 2 to 3 days, dashboard 1 day, declarative and devs a simple flow 1 to 2 days, complex flow 3 to 7 days, simple Apex trigger 2 to 3 days, complex Apex class 5 to 15 days, API integration 10 to 25 days. These are starting estimates. Multiply by your team productivity factor. Some teams deliver twice as fast as others. Let's look at the architecture review prompt. Before committing to the V1 solution, holistic architecture review. 5 questions for Claude. Architectural concern, any approaches that doesn't scale. Future release risk. Technical debt. Integration complexity. How many integration points, standard or custom connectors, sync strategy. Customization ratio, declarative versus custom code. Industry benchmark, aim for 80/20. Licensing implication, required licenses, add-on products, user counts. Upgrade paths, will this break with major stakeholder release? Output and architecture risk register, handed to the architect for the sign-off. This slide is the most important in this module. Before you commit to any approach, open your Salesforce developer org, locate the feature Claude recommends, build a quick proof of concept, verify it does what you expected, document the actual navigation path and update your prompt library with what you learned. Never ship a recommendation you haven't validated firsthand. Claude is brilliant at pattern matching across Salesforce documentation, but Salesforce changes every release, and your specific org may have things turned off. There are 7 mistakes to avoid. Defaulting to custom code first is the cardinal sin. Skipping app exchange evaluation, sometimes $100 a month app saves 30,000 in build cost. Trusting Claude on UI specifics, verify those in the org every time. Not validating in an actual org, ignoring licensing implication, no architecture review, and over-engineering simple requirements. Sometimes a workflow rule is the right answer even when flow exists. Avoid all 7 and your solutions are immediately more credible to architects. There are 7 action items. Save the master mapping prompt, the configuration versus custom prompt, and the architecture review prompt. Map 10 TechCop V1 requirement yourself. Build a proof of concept for the top 3 in your DevOps. Generate the architecture review register and update your prompt library what you validated. That hands-on validation is what turns Claude output into shippable PA work.